I'm Jenelle York, your Vegan Punk Pinup. Today I'm going to show you a very healthy but delicious take on a Halloween classic, the caramel apple. So we're going to make a date caramel out of dates, and it's going to have only whole food ingredients. So we're going to start with our dates. They're the base of this caramel. I have 2 cups of pitted dates that I soaked for a couple hours and then drained really well. So they are really soft. They're almost just a blob left here. So we're going to add those to our blender. You could also use a food processor. And then to that, we're going to add 4 tablespoons of almond butter. So you want a neutral tasting nut butter for this recipe. Even better than almond would be cashew. Or if you had to use coconut, that might be an option as well, but you'd get a little bit of coconut taste. So we'll add that to our dates. We're going to add a pinch of salt to balance the sweet. And I have about a 1-inch snip of whole vanilla bean here. So we're basically going to blend that. It shouldn't need any water, but if it does, we will add a splash. Okay, so we should have a nice, smooth caramel sauce now. So I'm going to pour this back into the bowl I have my dates in, so that we can just work with it a little bit easier to coat our apples. So just transfer it to some kind of container. It looks so good, I just want to eat spoonfuls of it. Now you absolutely could just serve this in a pretty bowl and use it as a fruit dip or apple dip, and that would work wonderfully. But I want to take the extra step today to make some caramel apples on a stick. So I have my apples just washed and prepared with a stick. Now the technique for these is going to be a little different than melting traditional caramel candies. We don't want to just dip or coat this. I'm going to take a spoon, the back of my spoon, and kind of spread a layer on the apple. So you don't want it too thick, and this is very sweet. It's just basically blended dates, which are very, very sweet. But we want enough for our coating to stick to. And then we're going to stick this in the freezer once we have added our toppings, just to firm up this caramel sauce a little bit. So you don't want to go all the way to the top, because when we do eat these, they're a little bit messy. So we want to have some room to hold on to our apple. That's what the stick helps with too. And then the key is, unlike you might take a caramel apple and dip it in your bowl of toppings, that's not going to work here. That's just going to smush the caramel around on the apple. I hold this, and I take my topping, and I just sprinkle it on top. So what I have here is some almonds that I have just crushed in a spice grinder. You could also use a food processor. And you might want to do this over a larger plate than a little bowl like I'm doing right now, because we're making a mess, but that's okay. That's the best part of cooking, right? Making a mess. So I'm going to shake off the excess a little bit and set it on my plate. So I'm just going to do the same thing in a moment here with some flaked coconut that I have. Also ran through my spice grinder. And we'll end up with 2 beautiful caramel apples. Stick them in the freezer to firm up a little bit if you want. If not, eat them carefully. Get a little messy. It's Halloween, right? So if you haven't caught my first 2 Halloween videos, this is number 3 in a 4-week series this month. I've done a pumpkin fondue and a couple cocktail recipes. Make sure to go back and watch those. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this healthy take on caramel apples. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite topping for caramel apples is. I just had 2 today, but I'd love to hear what you like to put on your apples. And give me a subscription if you haven't yet subscribed. You don't want to miss the last Halloween recipe next week. We're going to make melt-away candy pops. So make sure to tune in and subscribe so you don't miss the future videos. Thank you.